After analyzing that crazy match between the Dutch and Argentina, we're finally at the semifinal of the World Cup, which was Argentina versus Croatia. There wasn't much to analyze in this game besides the penalty given to Argentina. I would say out of all the penalties that Argentina received in the World Cup, this penalty was the closest one to being called correctly. This call is really 50-50. There's a lot of refs online with mixed opinions. And once I see that, it's really hard to decide whether or not it was a penalty or not. Of course, bias is going to play a big role in this. It would have been interesting to see how the match would have been played out had the penalty not been given, as Croatia was playing pretty much flawlessly up until the penalty, which broke them down. I think the only issue that I saw in this match was, again, we're in a semifinal of a World Cup. VAR not being used again. In my last video with the Netherlands versus Argentina, there was a lot of heated moments, and I think VAR should have been present. But again, not sure what they were doing this whole World Cup. The final call that the ref made in this scenario was a penalty. And like I mentioned before, it's 50-50. But I would say for what it is, it was the closest penalty to being called correctly. But also a mental note to keep is that the ref made a bad call by not giving Croatia a corner right before, the penalty was given. And I'm not too sure whether or not VAR could have changed that call. But in theory, obviously, the penalty should have never existed if the right call was made, which was a corner. But that's something to keep a note of. Obviously, it's not Argentina's fault that the ref made the wrong choice. And ultimately, there was a malfunction in the sensor of the ball for whatever reason, and things happen.